hello everyone to the latest episode of Blood and Silver here on Hard Knock Dice, where I actually remembered to have my mic unmuted for once. So I demand applause. Before we go any further on the recap, I am going to go ahead and ask someone to drop an exclamation point charity in chat so that you can all read and see the link to go raise money for children in need, as we have partnered with Extra Life, raising money for the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. So toss a few extra bucks if you got them. Every little bit helps save lives. Be a hero in real life. I am going to ramble while I figure out where I put my recap notes. There we are. So let's hop right into this. The slow occupation of a city by foreign powers disguised as friends. The incremental changes in economic priority, bringing wealth to neighboring nations while stripping the people of liberty, comfort, and fortune. The immediate and unwavering violence brought to bear against those who cried out for change, for representation, and for freedom from foreign oppressors. These are the tribulations faced by the people of the city-state of Griffin at the hands of the religious zealots of Altus, the military powers of Karath, and the wealthy merchants of Zorgine. Our heroes, mercenaries of sorts, stand with the people of Griffin, having thrown in their lot with the rebellion movement known as the Order of the Dawn. First by rescuing the young strategic genius Valentine Pascal, and then by eliminating the threat of the opposition's own military leadership, General Spiros Rokidis. Having chosen a path less sullied by blood, they contacted him and his brother Alikos, reaching an agreement and a backroom deal that the Karothi troops will withdraw when the time is ripe, for the Order to make the final push to retake the city. Despite the good news, the trials of the Order are just getting started as the conflict begins in earnest. Many tasks lay before the outnumbered and outmatched revolutionaries as they continue the uphill battle to weaken the governor's political military position, enough to claim their city once more. Political and military position, left out a key word. The party has readied themselves for the next steps, Serafina taking a position at a prestigious bordello as musical entertainment to make contact with another member of the Order, taking measures to get the young but enthusiastic orphan Max to the safety of the countryside, and have now met with the Spiros brothers and a mysterious friend outside of the city walls to that end. They have met in a wooded clearing about an hour's ride away. So party, you find yourselves in the clearing with Spiros and this mysterious stranger to whom you'll be handing off Maximilian. What do you do?
I stick my hand out to shake their hands.
Who are you gesturing at first?
To this mysterious person. We greeted Spiros when we got there. We had not seen this new person at the end of the last episode.
Das ist true.
So you reach your hand out at this person who comes riding from just a little bit further in the clearing. He is younger, appears to be a local, and looks utterly terrified, if we're going to be completely honest. He is wearing a farmhand's outfit, sturdy slacks with, leather on the knees, a completely unadorned linen tunic, just probably some of the least notable clothing and appearance possible.
Does he bear any resemblance to Spiros or Alikos?
Sorry, I was answering a question real quick. No, he does not. Like I said, Alikos and Spiros are very much Karothian in nature. They have that slightly darker skin, darker, short, curly hair, more almond-shaped eyes. And this gentleman has the paler skin, dirty blonde bordering on brown, cut short and straight, slightly taller, slightly more slender.
Does he look local? Like,
yes, yeah. I
looks
said
like
that
from
was one of the
Griffin?
first things I said. He looks like a local.
Looks like a local. Okay. Other question. I'm not super great at insight, but like I said, I do. If I can find out without asking, that would be sick. I'm just trying to see, like, gauging off of, like, as Seraphina's going up to shake this guy's hand, both Spiros and this dude's kind of reaction, like if they're glancing at each other. I'm trying to see, trying to figure out the relationship. I want to see if I can tell if the two of them are like romantically involved or involved in any way. Like if they give any of those kind of glances.
I'm so sorry.
I was also remembering. Yeah, I remembered how people talked about Spiros like went off for like long rides out beyond the walls all the time. So like, that makes sense.
I am just re-bringing the Twitch chat back up as I accidentally had it playing a previous VOD for whatever reason. Yeah, you are doing an insight to see if you can pick up on any romantic connection between these two.
Yeah.
I will say, or actually, before I say anything, let's go ahead and roll.
Sure.
Can I also roll an insight since I'm like approaching this person to shake their hand?
Yes, but it will be only for this new individual, as Spiros is behind you. But yes, you may also roll.
I also would.
Anyone who wants to roll may roll.
So, mine specific.
Okay.
The guy would walk up and just kind of circle him and try to just sniff him, see if there's any like strange smells or
Are you in your cat form?
untrustworthy smells. No.
No, okay. So just this girl walking around sniffing. Got it. All right,
Just walk it up.
Yours, Gaia, will be a perception check, not insight.
Poggers.
I rolled a 23 on my insight on this guy.
And Apollinaire?
Oh, I definitely failed. 6.
I will say the only thing you get out of Spiros is the perception check you succeeded last time was that brief flash of actual fear. But he is back to his stoic and nigh unreadable norm. Seraphina, as far as reading the newcomer, you are walking forward, offering your hand. He recoils slightly, like almost involuntarily, as you move closer, and then catches himself. Looks over at Spiros almost as if for validation, and then takes your hand. Your read on him is this is someone who is uncertain, maybe a little frightened, and very much out of their depth, but you don't detect any hostility.
Okay. I feel like if I catch that there's a recoil, I think that Seraphine is just like losing one social encounter after another. And
So sorry.
my shoulders kind of drop, and I'm like, I appreciate you keeping my Max safe.
He takes your hand. He gives it a very curt, very kind of professional shake. Of course. And he introduces himself. I am Danny LaRue. I was told by Master Rokides that I would be of great assistance if I could take care of this child for a while. And he's barely gotten that out of his mouth before Spiros says, "Please, Danny, you can call me Spiros. They are friends. Of a sort." He gestures at the young man, as that introduction with Seraphina was, fairly personal. This is a sizable clearing. Everybody, this is Danny LaRue, a local farmsteader. He will take very good care of Max. Danny, you have met Serafina, but these are her friends, Roderick, Apollinaire, and that one, he kind of points at Gaia as she walks a slow circle around them, sniffing the air. And that one is Gaia. She is a changeling.
You smell like cows.
And this is Max. Maximilian, why don't you go say hey? Danny nods to each of you in turn as they are introduced. Quizzical eye at Gaia, but kind of a shrug after the revelation about being a changeling is made. Who knows what changelings do? Maybe this is perfectly normal. What were the results of your perception check there, Gaia?
15.
15? He does indeed smell like cows. And horse, and hay, maybe. Very farmsteadery smells, nothing out of the ordinary.
Does he smell trustworthy?
I'm not going to give you that because that's not
You
a
ain't got
smell.
that parent nose, dog.
Your name ain't Gaia Abera, so we're just gonna not give you that one.
Yeah, you're a cat. Kitty cat.
What kind of farm you got?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you very well.
Said, what kind of farm do you have?
It is not my farm. I am a worker. But my master's farm primarily produces cattle and a few small crops, but those are mostly for personal use.
All right.
So I go over to Max, if he hasn't already walked over to Danny. And I get down on a knee and I look him in the eyes and go, Max, you're going to go on an adventure with this friend over here. And I need you to promise me that you listen and you do not run away and that you stay where you're going, okay?
But I don't want to go to a farm. I want to stay and fight.
I know.
It's going to be boring.
It won't be boring, I promise. There's going to be so many things for you to learn, and I have a present for you if you promise to be good. But only if you go with Danny, because he will be the one to give it to you.
He perks up pretty immediately at the mention of a present. And Danny, still a little awkwardly, as he has not quite gotten comfortable with anyone in this group, does, trot a little closer and say, don't worry, Max. There is plenty to do besides working, and maybe you can help me fend off the wolves. Just kind of like looks at you and shakes his head, like,
Give me a little thumbs up.
Yeah,
never
I
know.
go,
There you go.
oh my gosh, that's a important job. Defending the cattle from beasts of attack.
Can I
And you
get
know
your
that
sword?
all great knights, they are skilled riders. You have to learn to ride a horse if you are to be a great warrior.
True.
But I've never been able to ride a horse. There is not one to ride.
It's just, I point at Danny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Danny like gestures like, this sounds like a perfect opportunity to learn.
And before you go, Guy is going to try to shake Max's hand and try to slip him 20 caltrops.
You're going to slip.
You're gonna give him what?
20
No.
caltrops?
Let's go back to the fact that you're trying to palm a
Little pointy.
That's like
Bag.
a bag. That's like a
20
bag of sharp objects, my guy.
I'm doing very poorly.
Really angry D4s. Like,
roll high.
stab him.
Natural 20. No. It's 6.
All right, it was sub 30. Therefore, everyone sees you hand the child a 1 pound bag of spiked triangles.
And I promptly take it away.
They had us put his game.
What else you'll get all in, like horses and cows' feet and what have you. It's a bad time.
I would appreciate if we did not injure my livestock.
They're for game.
You're fine.
Game was a Fall Guy.
You step on them and then you pick them up.
You step on those on pelvis?
No.
No, other people do. Then you pick them up.
No.
Or they
That
pick
is a
them up.
terrible game.
Absolutely not. Absolutely
Did you
not.
get those?
Can I have my caltrops back?
Yes. When we get back to the city, and I like put them in my bag.
Get robbed.
Spiros walks over. He was already dismounted when y'all arrived. Just places a hand on Danny's leg and says, "Please be careful. I will not be making visits for a while." Danny just nods curtly and he kind of repositions himself on his saddle, making room for Max.
What, like, as he says, like, I'm not gonna be able to come visit for a while. I'm just gonna toss out there. So I'm sure that due to your assistance and gesturing to Danny and then gesturing to Spiros and your intention to do right by the people of Glyphon, I'm sure that we could find somebody who could perhaps bring messages to and from, if you so desired.
You're muted.
I'm pulling up my dice app as I super strategically left without my dice bag. He looks actually grateful for a moment. Says, "That kind of thing would be much appreciated."
Yeah, I'm sure that we can make it happen.
That being said, we should probably not dawdle.
Of course.
The least chance we have of being seen together, or for anyone to see where Maximilian is going, the better.
Yeah. So when I put the caltrops in my bag, I pull out a wrapped package and hand it to Danny. And I verbally say, "I'm going to say something to you in your mind. Please don't panic." And then I message him and say, "This is a dagger for Max when he has had enough time to practice and be responsible."
There's a moment of confusion as he tries, like you said, "I'm going to say something in your mind," and you can almost see him being like, "You're gonna what?" And then he hears your voice, and see shock. There's the whole roller coaster of emotions here. And yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I hand him that package. And then I look to Max and go, "It's time to go, Max."
Hold on real quick. I got something for Max too.
Oh, everybody gets to give him gifts, but not me.
I'll
Yours
pull
is
out
dangerous.
the shield.
Okay, well I know,
Weapons.
using weapons and stuff is bad, but you should still be able to try and defend yourself and, the folks around you and stuff. So if any of those wolves come through, you just put a nice piece of metal between you and them teeth.
Could put some
There you go.
caltrops in their feet.
Okay, shush.
Um,
Unceremoniously. There you go. Blop.
the
Hit him in the
So-
face with it.
Danny LaRue's saddle is getting more and more laden with paraphernalia. First the wrapped package, now a shield. Will there be anything else I need to take with me?
No, just Max.
Very well. He looks back over at Spiros, doesn't say anything. Looks at the group of you guys standing kind of together around him as he helps Max up into the saddle in front of him.
Hey, how you two know each other?
Stop doing this! Stop!
Nice.
You don't need to answer that. You don't need to answer that.
What? It's a simple question.
Patrick,
Um,
no! I look up at Danny and go, you don't need to answer that.
Danny is, for his part, blushing violently, and kind of stammering, looking back and forth between Spiros and Roderick, and Serafina, who says he doesn't need to answer it, and Spiros, seemingly unbothered, says, "We met in Clearwater while my caravan was passing through during a patrol."
All right. Why are you shaking your head at me? I just want to know how they know each other.
It is no bother. But
Dude's
I
got
will be on
poker
my way.
face.
Please wait for a few minutes after I depart before you return to the road.
Give me one more. Go ahead, Gaia.
Before you go, I have something that will no stabbing. And she pulls out her songhorn, looks at it pretty affectionately, and gives it a little toot to make sure it's still working. Sounds terrible. Sounds
Nice.
just like the day I got it. All right, this is for you,
Who are you handing it to?
Max.
Oh, that was Spiros who was getting ready to depart, not Danny and Max.
Oh.
I figured everybody was leaving.
Spiros was saying he's leaving first to give time for separation, so y'all aren't seen leaving together, pretty much.
Mhm.
So as you're giving Max his noisemaker, which I'm sure everyone loves that.
It's a report.
Spiros, with about as much verbiage as you have come to expect from him, mounts his horse, turns, and rides out of the clearing. Just a quick, take care of yourself, Danny, as he leaves. Max, for his part, is enthusiastic about his new instrument, and begins attempting to figure out how to use it basically immediately with little success.
Yep. And as he's getting situated, I'm going to message Danny again and go, grab him around the waist. I'm going to add a little bit of security. And I'm going to sing that song that I wrote for Max and put him to sleep so that he doesn't know how to get back to this spot.
Well, he has leveled up many times, and your spell has no effect. No, kidding.
Holy shit!
Counter
He's got a bunch of little barbarian levels.
fireball.
Whole bunch of barbarian levels, yeah.
Permanent sleep.
Only quick reflexes from Danny prevent his new instrument from falling to the ground from the top of the horse. He manages to tuck it into one of his saddlebags, and I will return it to him once he is awake.
Thank you. Be safe.
I will do my best. And please take care of Mr. Spiros for me. And still just kind of both behaving and looking just incredibly awkward, begins riding off in the opposite direction, not back towards the main road that y'all came from and the one that Spiros departed towards, but back through the woods. And after less than a minute, you can't see either one of them anymore, and y'all are alone in the clearing.
You know, I think they fancy each other.
Is that, are you sure? I don't know. That does not seem likely. I mean, the class difference. I mean, that should make it basically impossible.
They are
Probably.
fancy for each other?
No, they fancy each other. Wait, you know, I think it's cute.
I
Like two worlds colliding.
start walking very slowly back towards the road to Griffin. Just sad. Just very sad.
So one sad elfin secret agent. What's everyone else doing?
But
If
hope
Seraphina is like moping, I'm gonna be like,
What's wrong?
Direct.
It's only gonna be away for a few weeks.
Roderick, I don't have the patience and the emotional feel right now. Also, you asked someone in a clandestine meeting about how they know people know. That's not what you do. We're supposed to be sneaky spy people, and you're ruining it.
Ow. He didn't have to answer.
I look at Apollinaire, I go, I don't know how we're going to survive this.
Well, I mean, I got information out of him, so I guess that makes me a better spy.
I just throw my arms up. I throw my arms up and just keep on walking back to Griffin. We have stuff to do.
Y'all have like an hour walk ahead of y'all, so
I hope he has a good time at the farm.
I think he's gonna have a great time at the farm.
Yeah, there's gonna be all kinds of fresh air and animals, and like he'll probably have to do a bunch of labor and like get strong and stuff.
I
Yeah,
bet you we will find a good place to hide when it comes time to do the cows. Do not smell nice.
Perhaps he will like the cows. Then we give some names. They probably only have names. Who knows?
I don't think they do. I heard you shouldn't name cows.
It depends on the cows. If they are dairy cows,
you didn't clarify if it was dairy or for
he
me.
did not say farm to table in Clearwater.
percentile roll. Are they dairy or meat?
Jesus Christ. But
Just send
regardless, he
him
would.
to like Slaughterhouse Central.
Oh God.
No.
Traumatizing. I'm sure that, but if nothing else, he is going to be quite safe. I believe. And that is what it matters.
DM, can I do a retroactive perception check to inspect the gear that Danny had on him?
Sure. What gear?
Whatever he had on his horse with him to seem like how far of a trek did this guy need to take, right?
He did
Does he,
not
like-
seem to have any. He just had like a basic saddlebag.
Okay.
So, he didn't have weapons or a bedroll or a backpack or anything like that.
When you say, I'm sure it'll be safe, guy kind of looks at you quizzically. But he was safe here before. I figured that was why we... Why did we send him?
You got a memory on your thing there. You don't want to remember it.
Oh,
Gaia, dear, we're moving Max out to the country so that he doesn't get under our feet. We're gonna be so busy that we can't risk people capturing him and using him against us.
that is true.
Hmm. So it's best that we keep him out of sight and out of mind and safe.
It was good thinking. Don't want him to get hurt.
No.
Do not want to...
Roderick disapproves.
I am giving you the absolute death stare right now. We're not in good terms for this hour walk. I am not happy with Roderick right now.
And Guy will probably spend the rest of the walk talking to herself. Just kind of
I think
mumbling under her
About
breath,
what?
trying to figure out what she doesn't want to remember.
No.
Okay. There's no roll for that because you have magically extracted said memory. But you try very hard. Is anyone else saying or doing anything else for the walk back?
I'm doing one of these things to Seraphina.
Seraphina basically gives you the elven equivalent of the middle finger. Like,
Out in the open, I'm trying to be nice.
no, Roderick! That's not being nice. That is being completely oblivious to what's going on. So we're gonna walk in silence. We're playing the quiet game.
Friends don't lie at each other. That's all
Gaia
I'm
has
saying.
lost.
I can't. I walk faster. I have a walking speed of 35. So I'm just gonna be ahead of everybody. Because I can't right now.
I just imagine her power walk away.
I would like to spend the rest of our walk basically trying. I'm going to try to distract Gaia from her quest by like pointing out like local birds and like flowers and things. Just kind of old man rambling about the surrounding countryside.
Fair enough. Doing the grandfatherly.
Yep.
Yeah. I have had walks with my grandfather before. I know how that works.
Man, crazy. I bet we've had very similar walks.
I bet
Our
we have.
grandfathers. Wild.
I don't know why. Crazy coincidence.
Honestly. They could be.
So y'all make it the rest of the way to the city gates. It's not that late. Y'all were meeting. Pull it out my ass because I can't remember what I said last time. I think it was like 1.
Yeah, it was like
Ish.
noon time ish.
Yeah, so it's not even like 3 in the afternoon by the time you guys get back. There's still plenty of daylight left. There's some traffic, not enough to like clog the road in even the slightest. But you do spend portions of your time on the road with other people, in eyesight or passing you. Mostly horse traffic. Y'all are some of the only foot traffic you see. You make it to the city gates, make it inside. Are y'all just heading back to the Seven Jesters, or do y'all have somewhere to be? Somewhere you want to go?
Gaia does actually have 2 places she wants to go.
Let's hear it.
The first one is she contacted a map maker about locating her home village
Mm-hmm.
a while ago.
I remember.
Did.
She would like to recontact him and see if he's made any progress.
I'll point out, it has been like a week at best. Been a lot of sessions, a lot of missed sessions, but not that much actual in-game time has gone on. So you're heading to the map maker,
As long as there's no objections to it.
but the cartographer, if you will.
Sure.
Are y'all following Gaia to this destination, or who's going where?
Sure, I'll go, guy.
I will accompany as well. Yeah.
Oh, it's a party.
It's
Wait,
a
unless
party,
Seraphina's got
party.
somewhere to go, then I'll go with Seraphina since she just wants to be around me so much right now.
Said, fuck yeah, I'm going home.
Well, actually, I was gonna see if I could since I was already ahead of everybody, to stealth as soon as I got through the gates of Griffin, to stealth away from the party. Just making my way. I need a minute.
So since you were all together, unless you plan on like sprinting ahead, the stealth check will be at disadvantage.
I have a +8 to stealth.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Rookie numbers.
Natural.
You just nat 1.
Got a
Natty.
natural 20
Oh, nice.
plus an 8.
That's not nearly as funny as you nat 1ing.
Sorry, but that was that's with disadvantage. Sorry. 12.
Nat 20.
What?
Another nat 20.
No. The with disadvantage is only an 18.
Good, you would have been attacked by multiple Knights of the Circle if you'd rolled a second nat 20 in a row.
Jesus, what?
What was your new total?
With disadvantage, it's only an 18.
18. All right. I will give everyone a perception check.
I'm
Passive's
distracted.
18.
Guy was distracted.
Yeah.
All right, they are not even rolling. So,
Oh,
I'll just say take my
passive's 18.
passive.
what'd you say?
My passive is 18.
All right.
Status quo.
The other two, you don't see anything as Seraphina takes a couple steps forward and is lost in the crowd. However, Roderick, you're a little bit taller. You were kind of paying attention to her anyway, and you can kind of see like the top of her hood or hair bobbing as she weaves through the crowd.
I think she's trying to get away from us because I made her mad about the thing earlier.
It sounds like that. Perhaps you should go and talk to her and perhaps understand.
Oh, I'm
why
walking
you're
towards the
upset.
second layer.
I mean, you all are, presumably.
Or no, so isn't the second layer where the Bardic College is, where Roderick is definitely not allowed because of Franzlin?
Yes, but the y'all are currently in the fourth. So y'all are going to have to go from fourth
okay.
to third to second. So y'all are all still heading in the same direction.
That's what I'm still doing. I'm still like, that's my goal. Is
Okay. Yeah, you are more than free to do so.
I would perhaps it is probably wise to go ahead and start thinking about perhaps an apology. You know.
Nope.
I'm gonna go run after her.
Did I do something to make them mad?
I could not hear you there, Christopher.
Did I do something to make them mad?
No, you did not. I believe that Selfina does not appreciate Roderick's dialect nature. I think she finds it frustrating.
And she'll just kind of get the little kid scrunched face, thinking.
People can be very strange, Gaia. It is alright. Come, let us visit your map friend while they sort themselves out.
As long as I want them to get along.
They will be quite alright, I'm sure. Don't worry.
Okay.
So all heading to the cartographer except for Seraphina still?
And Roderick.
Chasing after her. We're gonna go apologize.
Like, full on, okay.
Yeah, like sprinting, flaming metal man.
Make me a... athletics check?
Everybody move!
18?
Hell. Bow!
11 plus 7.
Yeah, you, little rough around the edges with how you maneuver past people.
If I'm having issues getting to her, I'll call her name out a few times. And if she still seems to be stubborn like she's probably going to be, I'll call in a thaumaturgy calling her name.
Well, no, not with that roll. You don't have a problem getting to her. It's just.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if she's gonna be like, I'm gonna fucking die. She get through here and like try to make an outrunning of it. She's trying to get away from me or something.
She'll have the opportunity
Okay.
to do so, but I was gonna say, as you are barreling through the crowd, with people, the only reason you don't knock anyone down physically is because they are diving out of your way. You're a.
Well, I'm not trying to cause a commotion. Just, excuse me.
It's a packed city street, and you are hauling ass.
Oh, okay.
If
Well-
you would like to catch up with her, almost by definition, unless you would like to make like some form of dexterity-based check to slip through the way she is.
You know,
You miss all shots you don't take. 11.
You may
Above
either
average.
choose to go with your 18 athletics to barrel through the crowd, or get left behind. Those are your options with those two rolls.
I will.
You're
I will-
trying. You're trying to sidle through it, and you're not making any progress.
slow down, you're gonna cause a commotion.
Are you saying that with thaumaturgy?
No, but I am scouting it.
Seraphina, what's your passive perception?
12.
Too much hubbub. Pack City Street, lots of animals, you don't quite hear the shout.
That's
Roderick,
fine.
you can see she doesn't turn around as you're shouting. You got that 18 in the chamber, you can use it whenever you want.
Oh. Yeah. I'll hold
try to-
person. Excuse me. As we go through, I'll try to be as polite as I can as I barrel through the streets.
So lots of I'm sorry's as people are like yeeting themselves off to one side to avoid getting like shoulder checked by the rapidly moving suit of armor. Seraphina, you're huffy, you're scowling, you're slipping through the crowd. You just hear clang, 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 clang. Move! Oh, excuse me! It's the sounds of Roderick politely upwards inflection, shoving his way through the crowd by force.
I think I stop in the middle of the street and turn around. My arms are crossed and I just wait for him to come.
You
in front of
stop,
me.
you turn around, you're still scowling.
Yeah.
Some irritated city dweller is in the process of getting ready to tell you off. Mademoiselle, why are you stopping in the middle of the... Ah! Just,
I would have punched him anyways. It's fine.
you're punching him anyway?
No. Like if he would have like continued telling, if Roderick hadn't knocked him out of the way, there would have been some fisticuffs happening.
You look up and in the place of the rude man that got yoked is Roderick.
Oi, you didn't hear me.
No, it's a busy street.
Where you going? We can walk together. We should talk things out. Okay, I'll start in. So, Apollinaire says I should probably apologise to you, but I feel pretty offended that you would lie to Gaia. To her face. Because we're supposed to be a team and friends. That's not what you do.
All right. Except also being a friend is respecting their wishes, and she explicitly told us that she did not want to know the memory. So it is out of loving kindness that I respect those wishes.
Yeah, she said she didn't want to know what it was. Like, not remember it, so she took it out.
Yeah.
Right, but we don't have to lie to her about it. She said it's a bad memory. Don't touch it.
I did say that.
But then you fibbed to her.
Indirectly.
No, it's pretty directly. You said that nothing happened to him, right?
Well, better a white lie than to have a devastated Gaia on our hands again.
How so? She would be fine. I don't think she'd be devastated. We just said, I got hurt. You don't remember it. It's better that way. Easy peasy.
Well, I will let you continue to believe that. But I've done what I've done, and I'm respecting her wishes. Is there something else you want to talk about? Because otherwise, I'm gonna keep walking.
Yeah, I was just, I understand that you was doing the right thing and all, but you're better than that. I believe in you. You don't have to tell lies or anything like that.
Roderick, telling lies doesn't mean someone is bad.
Yeah, it kind of does.
I don't know how to explain nuance to you because there is nuance in social situations. And I don't have the time nor the energy. And I turn around and just keep walking. You can follow me, but that's what I'm doing. I'm keeping on walking.
Right, but it's more black and white in there, right? You don't have to outright lie. You can still respect their wishes without lying to you.
Shades of gray, Roderick. We are operating in shades of gray. We are in a time of uncertainty.
Well, sometimes shades of grey are just people not looking at the smaller nitty gritty.
Where's Apollinaire when I need him?
We're doing the pair system. He's with Gaia. I'm with you, so we're safe.
Well, I walked away so that I didn't have to deal with anybody right now.
Well, I don't mean to burden you with my presence or anything. Do you think you'll be safe?
I, frankly, am the safest person out of all of us because I at least pass as a human and have a profession. And have not had any run-ins with any Franz Lynn or any of the guards, and I have a pretend boyfriend who is in charge of an entire battalion of Karathi military. So I think I'm okay.
Alright, you should probably keep that a little secret then.
High or low?
Oh shit.
High.
Always high.
Let's go with high. But I will say that I'm not shouting it. I'm not screaming into I'm speaking loud enough for Roderick to hear me, but not I'm just elevated because I'm in my house and can't hear myself with my earbuds in.
Gotcha. It's the volume control difficulties of long distance tabletop gaming.
Yeah.
I am sitting in a living room floor with bad lighting, so, we all have our difficulties.
No, I think that last chunk of information is me said like in a whisper, like directed at him so he can read my lips, and it's like going in his direction, so it's not just a general spread of sound.
I mean, okay. I mean, if you'll be all right.
Roderick, I appreciate the way that you have believed in me, that I am not a bad person, and I appreciate that. And it has helped me grow. But there are things coming. There are things coming. And I look at you like you know what I'm talking about.
Right.
Where things are not going to be black and white. They're going to be in shades of gray. And in those circumstances, we have to be careful, which is why we can't go around asking people how they know each other. We can't be so forward. It's okay right now for there to be shades of gray, because otherwise that's how someone gets hurt.
So you mean me knowing that this guy was met on patrol with another guy to put folks in danger?
Potentially.
All right.
Because so, and I stop and like move you to like an alley, and I kind of like look. All it takes is one good investigator to pick up crumbs. They hear that Rokides goes on long horse rides. That's common knowledge.
He's
Okay.
probably going to see that guy. Somebody asking that fella in the middle of the woods. But is someone overhearing him say it?
Who knows?
Okay, I mean, I get it, there's always a chance someone could be watching, but I feel like the whole purpose of going out in the middle of the woods is so that nobody, overhears you asking questions.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
No, the last thing I was gonna say was, when you've been doing this kind of work like I have for as long as I have, you're suspicious at all times.
Sure.
You're looking over your shoulder at all times. Even if you think you are in a room full of your allies, you're suspicious. Because one thing going wrong could mean the death or life of something. That's all. I'm not mad at you, Roderick. What I'm worried is that you don't understand the severity of what this kind of event requires.
No, you're right. I don't.
So then I need you to trust me, because this is something that I am good at. There's a reason why I'm here. There's a reason why I haven't been caught. And it's because I've seen shades of gray. So I'm not mad at you. I'm just baffled at your understanding of the world right now. So I don't want you to change. In fact, the way that you see the world is how I'm changing to seeing myself. But we are now in we're in a point in time where we cannot go back. We cannot go back. It's only bad choice and bad choice from here. There is no good choices. There will be no good choices. Only what choices will do the least amount of harm.
I mean, those sound like the best choices that you can make.
But sometimes they're not going to be great.
Sure. All right. Any tips then?
Oh, spirit above, save me.
Should I just like not talk when we're around strangers, unless they're like drinking or something?
I think at this point I take looks and I continue with Roderick, and in like hushed tones I describe, how to be a spy without using spy words. Like, I'm just trying to like
give you the cliff
sort
notes
of
of
along of
espionage.
just like, oh yeah, espionage 101 with Roderick, and me just kind of like hushed tones, like, and like me like now I'm worried and like scanning the crowd and worried about the order at the 9 yards. Yeah. You were gonna say something there, Ian.
To give some context, I was going to ask Roderick, since he is the only one who has actually been to Karoth, to roll me a knowledge history check.
What's the bonus on that? Intelligence?
Yes.
That would be a 15.
Oh, okay, cool. I thought you were getting ready to be like a 5. I was like, well, yeah, no shit. No, with the 15, it didn't get brought up much, but I will say that you are cognizant of the fact that in Karoth, that kind of relationship between two males is deeply, deeply forbidden, both by law and by custom.
Oh, okay, yeah, I mean, you know how Roderick is. He's always making sure that he obeys the law.
Oh, of course. I'm just saying, like, you maybe some of Spiros's actions make a bit more sense with that recalled knowledge.
Alright, so that's all pretty cool and stuff for knowing those things. You gonna head on to your workplace?
I think that the conversation that we've just had has like tempered Seraphina's frustration. He goes, no, we can go back to the 7 Jesters. I just was mad and have been on my own for a long while. But you're right, we should stick together. And I really have no reason to be up in the 2nd layer. So let's go there. Let's go to the 7 Jesters.
Awesome. I mean, okay, so, I won't tell Guy I just won't bring it up. I'll just be quiet about it. And if we are with important folks, I'll look like a big, dumb bodyguard. Professional, silent, stoic, all the 9 yards.
We can practice some of your spycraft later.
Yeah. I'll practice some sneaking around while you guys are all sleeping. And, I mean, if you wake up, I probably didn't do it too good, right?
Spirit help me. And actually, you know what? It's my off day. You said it was around 3 o'clock.
Yes, as y'all arrived at the front city gate, it was approximately 3.
Okay. So by the time we get to the 2nd layer or the 3rd layer, it's probably close to dinner. I look to Roderick and go, I don't know how long it's going to take for Gaia and Apollinaire. Let's just go to our favorite establishment with our favorite friends.
Oh yeah, I'm starving.
And I move towards the rowdy Drake instead of the Seven Jesters.
Noted. All right, y'all divert. Since y'all are going to be making a different and potentially lengthy stop, we are going to hop over to our other two. All right, old man and
What's up?
small Faye.
What was that?
Y'all are- Huh?
What?
What?
What'd you say? Oh man. I was gonna say on our way to the Geiger's the cartographer. I can't. Words are hard today. Clearly.
Words are difficult.
Um,
yes.
I wanna buy some like candy. Give some to guy to gnaw on while we walk, and then
Easily done. Couple of
then
copper.
the first eligible like street kid. I'll make sure like I gave Gaia some, but then I had like a sizable portion left. I'm gonna hand it off to the next street kid we see, and just like go share that with all of your funds. If you do not, I will know.
Okay. I'll
You
say,
should do that. He lights people on fire.
Gaia, make an intimidation check.
Jesus Christ!
How much candy you're buying? I'm gonna say each
Buying enough
serving
for, like,
size will be about a
yeah.
copper.
Enough servings for like 5 kids, like aside from Gaia, so like 6 coppers worth.
Got it. All right, yeah, easily done. These kinds of simple sugar candies are pretty readily available. So.
Yeah.
4.
They laugh at you and run away with their candy.
That is okay. He'll still light you on fire.
Gaia, I'm not going to light any child on fire.
Okay. Gaia will also, on their way, look for several items. Needle.
Needle, like a sewing needle?
Yep. Several.
Okay.
Charcoal.
This man's
Sewing
reading off of a
needles,
spell list.
Charcoal.
Mhm.
What else?
And trying to remember what the last one was. Any dirt from underneath a particularly tall tree.
The dirt will be free and easily found. The charcoal will be 1 or 2 coppers, depending on how much you're trying to get. The sewing needle set, how many did you need?
10?
Okay, so that'll be 2 kits. Each kit will be a silver. So 2 silvers.
Okay. I'll just buy 3 silvers worth of charcoal. As long as that's not like a ridiculous amount. Oh no, I'm sorry.
That is
One
ridiculous.
silver worth of charcoal.
Okay, so that'll be like a bag. You have like a big potato sack full of charcoal now.
That's a lot of charcoal. But okay. The guy still mopily kind of just carries it.
Gaia, what is wrong? Why are you upset?
I do not like when my friends fight.
Gaia, sometimes that is just what happens. People disagree. And they have to talk about it and work through their differences. If everybody agreed all the time, I mean, it would be a very strange place in the world. Maybe better, but nobody would learn anything new. People wouldn't change their mind. Wouldn't make any progress. Disagreements are fine as long as they're able to talk them out.
Don't like being the cause of my friends arguing.
And what makes you think that is the case?
Because they started arguing after talking about thing that I do not remember.
So? One
Snap
moment.
at me.
Sorry, I had to yell at my cat.
Point at your cats that are being bad behind you on the street. Stop peeing on homeless people.
God damn it, Hex.
What's-
Charm,
what's-
you're being sweet. It is okay.
what makes the thing is going. Is that it does not matter if you are involved in the topic, they are still the cause of the argument, no matter what. It's never unless you are directly involved. It has nothing to do with you. It's all disagreement. You cannot cause something if you do not participate in any way. So you have nothing to worry about.
All right.
Come, let us go get your map. Eat your candy. Perhaps if we get this done quick enough, we'll make a trip down to Delden Row and you can see your funds before dark.
She's kind of chewing on it while still holding on to it with her fingers, so her fingers are just getting horribly sticky.
Levi described the candy that is traditionally available in Griffin as something akin to peanut brittle, but utilizing a variety of ingredients. So yes, your hands get incredibly sticky. As you are tackily making it to the cartographer on the third layer, you arrive. There's maybe one other shopper, customer, patron. You do not see the old man anywhere, but you do hear, coming from the back room, the sound of clutter getting knocked over, maybe someone tripping into something. Oh, dadnabbit!
Guy just kind of chuckles.
Monsieur, just call out. Is
One moment.
Monsieur Proprietor, is everything okay?
Everything's okay. I'll be out in a moment. Oh, shit! You hear a crash. The sound of cans or bottles or something collapsing to the floor. And then a frazzled and ink-streaked old man, who I think all of you have met at this juncture, comes out of the back room. Yes, what can I do for you? Holding like a cluster of like fine-tipped painting brushes and a couple of jars of ink, one of which is open and actively leaking onto his arm.
Do you remember the place I described to you?
What? A lot of places described to me. What are you talking about? Places the things down on one of the counters. Kind of scrubs at the ink.
You must get a lot of my kind.
What? No, I don't sell to many children. Like maps.
Guy will look at him. Just
He looks
kind of
back.
disheveledly put down the charcoal. Turn into a cat.
No!
Monsieur, the young lady is a changeling, not a child.
Well, yes, now I see that. What a way to say. Could use more words.
I think that she just wanted to be quick about it.
And she turns back.
Right? That
You
took
remember me now?
so much less time than it's me, I'm a changeling. Anyway. He's gonna roll a knowledge personal history check to see if he remembers you.
Personal history, oh jeez. He got the
preparing
goldfish.
Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt. Thunder. Thunder.
Mountains, I think.
Mountains, kind of.
Yes. My my mist town and my mount.
Right.
Is, very far north.
Little friend, it has been a week. Of
I
course
just-
I have an answer for you.
Oh,
Shuffling
you
back,
do?
mumbling something about best cartographer in the city. Who the fuck do you think you're talking to?
I like his style.
You're
You're
muted.
muted.
I realized that like 1.5 words in.
Don't master.
Y'all are left alone for a few minutes to the sounds of yet more rummaging, a little bit more cluttering, a little bit more bumping into things coming from the back room. Y'all saying or doing anything while you wait. You have several minutes.
So, Kaya, out of curiosity, what is your plan to do with this map?
I don't need a map. I just need to know the name of my home so I can get back.
All right,
That seems
come here,
obvious.
come here.
So, water
Comes
over.
out. He's got a very large, incredibly detailed map, and he is waddling out with it as it has been glass fronted to protect it against a wooden back. It is slightly dusty, but you can see fingerprints on it from where it has been fiddled with both now and also in recent history. He begins to give you context. This is Kokor. Nothing is labeled on this map, by the way. Forgot
Say
to say.
Kokor.
Or Yokor, sorry.
I say, oh
History.
shit.
We're going
Name's
back in time.
changing.
Right? This is an artistic depiction map. It is focused on detail. There are not words anywhere on it. Nothing is labeled. There are illustrations of like capital cities and such. But other than that, this is a geographic map. Highly detailed. This region is Yokor. Biowan over here. Points out capitals. Starts giving regions. And over the course of the next 10 minutes, he points out to you 3 locations that he thinks you might be referring to. One of them is in the mountains to the far northeast of Violin. One is in the mountains that border Yokur and Holtheim.
That's far.
And one is just slightly to the east of that on the northern mountains of Shirat. Based on your descriptions, you being what you are, this is where I think it's most likely.
I'll try her best to remember. Do any of them have names?
The ranges themselves will have names, and he can give you like a descriptive area as far as like what villages or towns it's nearby, as he shuffles through other more localized maps that do have fine details. But the specific areas that he is pointing out do not have identifying names. That he knows anyway.
I guess I will have to go there myself.
Good luck!
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Did I pay you before?
I don't know, but feel free to pay me again.
She'll just put down 10 silver. Is this enough?
Sure!
DM, as somebody who more regularly uses money, how much money should she be paying him just for this information?
That is on the high end of what that kind of information would generate.
How high?
You would generally probably be comfortable tipping someone like 2 or 3 silver for that kind of thing.
Okay, I will, because I know Gaia wishes to be generous. I'm just gonna kind of slide 5 of those back towards Gaia. Do not wish to
Gaia
spend
won't notice because
I'll
she's
put
hugging.
it. I'll put it in a separate. I'll take that 5 silver and I'll just kind of like kind of give him a bit of like old man to old man glare and pocket that 5 silver in a different like pouch.
He merely narrows his eyes at you.
Yeah. Likewise, buddy.
But Gaia's not noticing because she is hugging him, and she says,
Oh, okay.
"Thank you.
Oh,
You have helped me
that's
find
enough.
find my home."
That's good. That's enough. Yep. Hugs are good.
Oh, all right.
This is wonderful. Guy, if you wish to go ahead and step outside, it is quite muggy in here. I'll be a light out.
Okay.
And then we can make our way. I think there's still enough time to swing by Zolo.
While she's outside, she'll try to find a shiny pebble.
Nice. As soon as she steps out the door and turn back to the old guy, and you said he was using a big like more central map and then bringing out smaller maps.
Yes. So he had the one like continent map.
How big is that continent map? You did this maneuver, so that's why I'm like.
It is about 6 feet wide by 4 feet tall.
Holy fucking
Or
Jesus.
6 feet long by 4 feet wide.
Holy God. Do you have any continental maps that are more handheld?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. I would like to
He like
purchase one.
looks around at several like on the walls and stuff.
Okay, I don't give a shit. He is the proprietor of this place. I'm not gonna look for him. Wonderful. If I would like to purchase one of your smaller maps, your travel size, perhaps, as you say. But I would like you to mark those locations that you pointed out to her, please.
Road map, geographic map, decorative. There's lots of maps.
I say a road map, please.
He will
There's maps aplenty.
grumblingly.
I don't like this old guy.
Yeah. What size and what level of detail you're looking at? 1 to 10.
As detailed as I can get, and like I said, like travel map, like map you put in your pack.
Yeah, like a highly detailed travel map will probably go for, if you're going for like the maximum amount of detail possible, we'll probably go for like 3 or 4 gold.
Sure. We don't have gold, we only have silver, so I will give the man 30 or 40 silver.
He happily sells it to you. You now
Is
have.
it 30 or 40? That is an important distinction.
You said you wanted the max amount of detail possible with bells and whistles. So with the full key, it'll be 40 gold. Or 40 silver. 40
Holy
silver.
God. 40 silver. Okay. And like I said, and I want him to mark those spots that he had been saying where he thought was the likely areas.
Yes. Yeah. He will quickly annotate.
Fantastic. And I will take that and I will roll it up and follow, and
He will, before you go, also jot down some notes and hand them to you for each one of those locations with additional identifying information for the generous changeling.
you are very kind. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And skilled.
I know.
I will make sure those notes are wrapped up in the map.
Gotcha. Yeah, you are now in possession of a highly detailed travel size roadmap and notes.
Wonderful. All right. I'll fall outside, presumably to Gaia, attempting to locate a shiny stone.
Shiny rock.
All right, so Guy is looking for a shiny stone. Sorry, other squad. I figured y'all are probably going to be there for a while, so I was going to wrap up with these two. Are y'all heading back to the Seven Jesters afterwards?
Depending on time. Like I said, we may swing by Durden Row on the way back. Or I guess it would depend on timing. If it looks like it's going to be like past dinner time by the time we would even get there, then we'd be like, nah.
No, it's like 4:15 as y'all leave the.
I don't know how close the cartographer is to these respective areas.
The cartographer's like not far from the Seven Jesters.
How far is
same
it from
same layer. All the way back down in the fourth layer, way off to the west.
So it'd be supper time by the time we got down to Durden Row.
Yeah, it would probably be supper time by the time we got to Durden Row.
So we'll make our way to Seven Jesters.
All right, cool. So to those who
unless
did not...
Gaia has, I'm speaking for Gaia, so unless Gaia has separate desires.
Did I find a shiny rock?
Define shiny rock.
Just something that would be good to put into jewelry, like could be a stone, noticeably
there are paving stones, and maybe the occasional like kind of like piece of rock in maybe some of the bases around the trees, but this is a nicer area because it is the carnival, so there's not just like chunks of rock laying around. Y'all are several layers up, so you're not on like flat natural ground.
I'll see if I can find a loose paving stone. Take it with me.
Catapult. It smacks.
Make me a stealth check.
Just ripping up a piece of paving stone. What is going on here?
11.
11.
What the fuck is happening?
Hey, what are you doing? It's like a random guard, like, kind of looking over at Gaia.
What is Gaia?
Stop that!
Just like very sad looking at him. I'm just trying to find the rock. I just want the rock.
Gaia,
Yes, but do not tear up the city.
Okay, we will find you a rock. Do not only sell plenty. We will find you a rock somewhere. Out of curiosity, what do you need a rock for?
None of your goddamn business. That's what I need it for.
I see how it is.
Oof. All right.
So
as you guys head back to the Seven Jesters, Gaia empty-handed when it comes to shiny rocks, we revert back to Seraphina and Roderick, the two best friends that anyone could have, on their way to the Rowdy Drake. You make it to Kemon's Rowdy Drake. It's like 4:30.
That's fine. I realize that we're making the same, not mistake, but just like choices of like not letting people know where we're going. So I send a Fox message to Apollinaire and say that we are going to have an early dinner at the Rowdy Drake if you and Gaia would like to join. And that runs off to you wherever you are. And yeah, can I like make a check to see if we notice anybody that we know, Roderick's new best friends who all love him?
By force of volume, it is almost guaranteedly that Roderick will see somebody that knows him.
Great.
But yeah, you can go and roll a perception check if you so desire.
Perception. That's only a 19.
A 19. Only a 19. Shut the fuck up. You see people. You realize you probably should recognize a couple of them. You think you've been introduced, but you're not certain. Roderick. It is not super busy right now. There's maybe like 20 people in the whole establishment right now. You recognize 2 or 3 of them. Hey, Roderick. Evening.
How's it going?
He's going off shift. About to eat, have some drinks.
That's what you do in a bar. Or tavern. Or Rowdy Drake.
I did not understand a word you just said except Drake.
I said that's what you.
That's what you do in a bar or tavern or Rowdy Drake.
Okay, I thought you said that's what you're doing tomorrow, and I was like, what?
Getting drunk every day.
He nods in affirmation at your comment. But yeah, like I said, it's still early, it's still slow.
Mhm.
Only a few tables taken up, mostly by Karothi soldiers, maybe a couple others. Y'all just getting table?
Yeah, I think it's mostly like us regrouping. It's been a long day. I don't have to be at the carnation, so it's to be seen here, and this is me just being strategic in our positioning.
Gotcha. Yeah, y'all get a table. Pay for whatever meals or drinks you may desire. The pricing on that hasn't changed.
A couple silver or whatever.
Yeah. A meal will be I had it all written down and I fucked up. Yeah, a meal will be a silver. Drinks are 3 copper on average.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and I'm gonna wait until Apollinaire and Gaia come, and we can figure out things from there.
Guy and Apollinaire. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say.
While we're at the bar or at a table or in the Drake, I was gonna ask her.
So what did you get, Maximilian?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Yeah, that's what I asked.
You will be fully disapproving of it, so I'm not going to share. But rest assured, I told our friend to not give it to him until he has earned it.
So worse than caltrops.
No, not worse than caltrops.
Insight check.
Down.
Okay, here's the thing. Serafina does not, genuinely doesn't believe that someone properly trained with a dagger is worse than having just caltrops that you just, huck into a field.
That's fair. I don't know why, my mental image is, Serafina got him, a super, gas station knife. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
No!
Look how
that
cool
kind of
it
shit.
is.
I got him a nice knife.
It's all weird ridges and
Yeah.
zigzags, and
No.
secondary blades.
I mean, I can roll deception. Do you want me to roll deception
I mean,
on an insight? 15 on deception.
I rolled an 11 plus, I think, 8.
Jesus Christ.
I'm a wise one, even though my young years. Yeah,
wise beyond
it's
his
19.
old soul, as you say.
Well, regardless if it's bad or worse, what does that garner me, DM? That it's something dangerous, I guess.
I mean, She doesn't
That's
believe it's
that's
worse, so.
going to be mediated between the two of you on what those respective numbers mean.
So I think that with a 15, you and I have already discussed the in the past. You and I have already discussed the joke of like what humans get like weapons at like what 10, 11? I don't know. Like running on the joke of like elves. I was raised by elves. I don't know. We were given like bows and arrows when we were like 6. So who knows? You know. So I think that Serafina genuinely believes that through proper training, this is not more dangerous than a caltrop or like a bag of caltrops. So I think you're picking up like, you know what I gave him. But she is not trying to like deceive you of like, I do believe that it's with training, it's not like worse than caltrops.
Well, if he comes back with one eye, you know, he'll probably think it's really cool anyway.
I mean, it can't be any worse than what he's already been through.
I mean, unless he just falls on it, you know.
That's why we have training. That's why he gets trained.
He's going to a farm.
And do you not think that on farms they use knives?
Swords?
No, I didn't give him a sword.
Well, I don't know what you gave him. You wouldn't tell me. So I just assumed you gave him a little person sword.
Okay. I think that this is the conversation that the two of you, like, walk up on as the two of us discussing.
I will say, Gaia will attempt to go, even knowing that y'all are at the Rowdy Drake, will attempt to stay at the Seven Jesters and suggest that Apollinaire take a guard with him, so he's not alone.
Yeah, I was about to say, sorry to interrupt you real quick. Serafina, you said you were waiting on those two. We hadn't gotten to their response to the message.
Yeah.
Going
I would say that if it was indicated that Gaia wanted to stay at the Seven Jesters, I'd just send it back. Like, I hope you have a lovely meal, but I think we are going to stay for now, and I will stay at the Seven Jesters with Gaia.
Okay. Noted. I let Roderick know that they're not coming, and you and I can make the rounds here for a bit before we go back to the Seven Jesters.
Alright, well, I mean, what we got to do tomorrow?
I have my job at the Carnation, and until we are given other assignments,
When's that start? The job at the Coronation.
6 in the evening.
Oh, okay, in the evening. So you could just get shit-faced then.
A lady never gets shit-faced, my dear.
No belief. Skewered. I don't know. Just completely drunk off your pompous rump.
Have you seen me that way? And I just kind of like wave it away and just like continue eating my meal. And I think that I send another message to Rakiti, or to Alikos, and tell him that Roderick and I will be at the Rowdy Drake if he would like to join us.
Gotcha. So it is a couple hours before you need to head over to the Carnation. Are you staying there until then? And Roderick, when she does have to depart for the Carnation, what?
No, the next night.
Oh, that's the next night. Okay.
Yeah,
gotcha.
So I set it up so it's every other night. So,
Right, I remember that. I just had.
Yeah,
I was going off of what you said, so.
Yeah, no. If I
Gotcha.
said I must have misspoke. Tomorrow.
Either you misspoke
night.
or I misinterpreted. Either one is not unlikely. So, So y'all are going to be staying there for about how long then tonight?
It's only like you said like 4:30. I think that we stay unless Roderick wants to stay a shorter amount of time. I think I stay until like 8:30, maybe even into 9. We've gained friendships here. I need to be seen around, make those jokes with people that Alikos has introduced me to, like, tell me embarrassing things about our dear friend, so on and so forth.
Gotcha.
Houston.
Let's see.
What was that, Roderick?
And we're schmoozing.
Yes, we are.
So you are seeking basically just socialization. And
Yeah, I'm being as charming as my charming self can be.
both
I
of you
find
make charisma checks. Roderick at advantage.
A.
Is this would this be persuasion or just
No,
a
this is
straight?
charisma.
Okay, just curious. I was just
Yeah.
wondering.
Stop
That's
wondering.
21.
All right, yeah. Y'all do a good job of schmoozing, of chatting, of socializing. How much are you drinking, Seraphina?
I think that Seraphina is doing the thing that performers do, where if someone purchases them a beverage, they go up to the bar and like swap it out for like water. So I'm like drinking like 50-50. So it's like if I'm currently drinking an alcoholic beverage and then someone like buys me a drink, I'll go up to the bar and tell the the bartender or whatever that any beverages bought for me are to be named like water or whatever it is, or like a code name for water, because I don't want to get drunk.
Gotcha. But since you are drinking, you said about 50-50?
Mm-hmm.
Roll me a con check at advantage.
Amazing.
Can I roll a sleight of hand check
At
to
advantage.
give her to give her different drinks? Because Roderick
Sure.
wants to give Seraphina a night off.
Wouldn't she notice? Like, that's not water.
I mean, she's like, after you get like a few in, maybe you're like,
We'll see. We'll see the
Maybe
results
the-
of her check first, and then
So-
we'll go from there.
With advantage, my you said saving throw?
Check.
Oh, check.
Oh.
Oh, it doesn't matter. My constitution, regardless, is a +2. So that's only going to be a 17.
Okay, 17. Feel like maybe you got like that very, very, very light buzz.
Vibin'.
You're vibing. And it has been about an hour, so you're not quite tipsy. You're just enough to feel the alcohol. Far from drunk at this
Okay.
juncture. Alikos has not responded yet, nor has he arrived. It is still early, and you don't know his schedule at all. Bad fake girlfriend. But it does begin to fill up more. What started as just a rotation of 20 some odd people has now bounded up to something. It's not packed, but it is now steady. It's now like the low end of busy. It was just the one bartender out with no actual like wait staff when you got there, but now there's 2 bartenders and a couple people walking around actually taking care of the tables because it's gotten busy enough to justify that. They are still like the I don't know, they're not like a fan club, but the cadre of people that have like taken a spark to Roderick have all come and sat at y'all's table. So out of the 8 seats at the table, all of them are now occupied. Sometimes someone gets up and leaves and another person sits back down. And it's a lively conversation. A couple of people playing at dice. Roll me another constitution check, still at advantage. Roderick, before you roll actually, Seraphina, are you going to attempt to intervene with her water drinking?
4.
Huh?
I rolled a 4.
Seraphina, you see Roderick trying to swap your drink, but it's like literally while you're watching him do it, so it's a simple matter of just reaching over and taking the correct beverage. This does not affect your roll at all.
Okay.
I make eye contact with her.
Okay. With advantage, currently I have, I'm at a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You're maintaining that very light buzz into the second hour.
Feeling
You have not. You're not. Yeah, you're feeling a little good, but you're still not tipsy. Let's. One moment, please. Feel free to chat amongst yourselves while I pull something up.
I have to make sure that she's, using those great pipes she's got for singing all the good karaoke songs.
Oh, I think that,
Once things get later in the night.
yeah, it's I think that Seraphina is probably 1 or 2 drinks away from just, full speaking karaoke and just, embracing whatever the hell is going on right now.
Y'all gonna get jumped while you're drunk.
Not me.
Well, one of you is drunk. Well, one of you is drunk.
My swords. I have probably my bird pipes. That is a big ass spider on my wall. Holy shit. I'm so sorry. Oh my god.
Say hello, Charlotte.
Sorry,
Is
it's
there a
falling
message?
across my desk now, and so that
You know what
Starbuck, kill it.
I'm sorry, little one.
downstairs.
Get a shoe.
Where'd it go?
I don't like spiders. We're cool as long as they're outside. You cross into my domain and we just things get a little sporty.
You should have one
we're
that
good.
kind of
Okay.
live in my lampshade here.
I did not mean to derail. I'm so sorry.
I think Cody needed a moment anyway.
No, if Roderick starts to start singing with the other people, I don't have my. Well, can I make a perception check to see if there's instruments on the stage?
There's no perception check needed. There is nothing currently on the stage. The stage is a strong word. It's like a raised platform, maybe a foot, and taking up a small corner of the room.
Okay.
Like a
Then I'm just sitting at the table
dais.
singing loudly, then with Roderick
Gotcha.
and the other
Yeah.
Karothi soldiers.
Roderick, a couple people do buy you drinks. For all the
give
good
them
that
to other
does.
people.
Yeah. It's more of like a caught up in the enthusiasm kind of thing. Maybe the people that don't know you as well quite yet. Revelry's going on. It's nearing the second hour. Seraphina, like I said, your mood has been lifted chemically, but not too high. One of the people sitting at the table says, "Sarah, could I buy you a drink, perhaps?"
I suppose we're all
Roderick?
having a great time.
He calls you all nicknames, so you're Sarah. Rod, can I get you one?
Hey,
Well, I mean, you can get me one if you really want to, but I can't drink anything, so.
The doctors say that you shouldn't drink much, but honestly, one every now and then won't hurt you. So for context, this guy is a little bit younger than Alikos and his brother, maybe like a solid 20. His hair is worn a little bit longer than some of the other soldiers. He's been very chatty and enthusiastic all night. He's got a very kind of like playful puppy attitude about him.
So,
He has introduced himself as Tanis.
Tanis?
Oh,
With a T or a K? Oh, okay. Thank you.
well, you know, I don't really need any more fire in the chest, you know. I'll pull the plate open a little bit and just let him, forge inside.
Oh, hells!
Yeah, right. So
it's-
it's not really much in there for getting drunk with, you know.
So, real quick, DM,
Right.
since the last 2 rolls I have been like good, you said that Tanis has been sort of been around. Can I just, because I'm out and about doesn't mean that I'm not like keeping track of like what's going on around me, because again, I'm a woman, we're in a town, men be menin, and so I would like to just like get a vibe on this my guy.
Sure. Roll me an insight check.
Okay.
For context, he has been one of the ones that's been like playing the card games and the dice games and stuff and singing along with everyone and all that. He's not the only one.
Mm-hmm. That perception is only going to be a 16.
Insight.
Oh, insight. Pardon me. Insight is going to be an 18.
Did you say 18 or 19?
18. 1-8.
1-8. Okay. I mean, he's not a Thunderlance. He is a Karothi soldier, but he is not part of the Thunderlances. Roderick would recognize him, but you've been a little bit more preoccupied. Where Roderick has been endearing himself to the Karothi soldiers at large, you've had a little bit more of a focused approach. And this is not one of Alikos or Spiros' friends.
Okay. That's fine.
Just seems like an enthusiastic young soldier trying to party.
So I accept his drink and go. I see that you've probably been hanging out with my dear Roderick. How are you doing tonight, Tanis?
Doing great so far. We shall only get better, because I don't have a shift tomorrow.
Amazing. It's always such a great day to have the next morning you can wake up late and maybe nurse a hangover if you need to.
I don't nurse my hangovers. I'll let them die of old age.
Okay.
And he waves one of the waitresses over. He gives a conspiratorial look over to a couple of his friends, counts the people. No, -1 because he says he does not drink. Looking at Roderick a little bit concernedly. Can I get 7 sinking ships? And the waitress just gives him an amount. He hands her some coins, and she comes back. Let's get this party started.
Can I make a history check? I have worked in many a bar. I feel like Seraphina should know.
You've worked in
these
many a
terrible
bar.
Shots.
You've worked in many a bar, but you've never worked in a Karothi bar. I will let you roll because sometimes bars pick up the specialties of others, but the roll will be at disadvantage.
Okay.
Can I also roll at disadvantage?
You will roll flat because you've been to Karoth.
Hey.
And you
Even-
are a social person, so we're going to
even
go
at-
base.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Even at disadvantage, that is going to be a 17.
17. You have never heard of a sinking ship. Not in reference to a drink.
Okay.
What was yours?
13.
You also have never heard of the sinking ship. Not, again, in reference to a cocktail.
Sus.
Okay.
They bring not a full-sized cocktail, but each of you is presented with 2 shot glasses. All of the others clearly know what's going on here and bring 2 shot glasses in front of them. And he looks over at you and he says, "So the trick is you have to shoot them both at the same time. Don't just swallow. Like, don't sit there with it in your mouth, or that will end badly for you. Everybody ready? And everyone's like, yes, let's go. They start like beating on the table. All right,
No,
3,
no.
2,
He needs
1,
to roll.
go. And everyone goes to shoot the sinking ship. Do you take your shot?
I need some sort of persuasion here. There's no way, in good conscience, Seraphina would drink a shot that she does not know. Like, in good conscience.
Who else is doing it?
That doesn't mean shit to Seraphina. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do this to you. High or low?
Yeah!
High or low, my guy.
Reclaim the power.
You know what? I'm
Take
gonna
it
stick with
back.
it always high.
Hey! Church of Always High.
However, before you answer that, before you told me to roll high or low, I was rolling a persuasion check for our dear Tanis. And he has knocked his back and kind of looks over at you, notices that you're still holding yours, and come on, let's go! It's all part of the fun! It's just liquor! And with a natural 20 plus 1, he attempts to persuade you to take your sinking ship.
Well,
If
with
it-
a 10,
Here's my dice rolling app, please. Oh, son of a
it
bitch!
doesn't.
Kid.
Well, okay, but here's
This
the
poor
thing.
shit.
I don't know if you can see it on my.
You won't. Oh, there you go.
It's not very good. It's a 10. So, with a 10, I think Seraphina sighs very deeply and reluctantly
Yeah!
down the hatch and
Cool
taps
kid,
it on the table
cool
and,
kid.
and goes.
As you take the shot, they all cheer wildly. "Woo! Sarah! Sarah! Sarah!"
Make a wisdom saving throw.
I know. I'm ready for it.
You will be taking your next Constitution check
What?
at disadvantage.
Yep. Okay.
Oh Jesus! Sorry, I just saw something in the chat that was not what's happening. And as you roll that out for me and tell me the results, one shot contains a kind of citrusy, bittersweet liqueur, still strong, like citrusy flavor to it. And the other, you think must be some kind of grain alcohol, as it has no flavor, it is just the burn of some incredibly strong liquor.
Amazing.
Roth got
So
that shine.
I'm gonna. So you said a disadvantage. So the high roll is a natural 20. My low roll is an 8 plus 2. So only a 10.
Sarah, I'm so sorry to tell you, that's not the only drink you have. Because probably 15, yeah, it tastes like shit, just for the record. You think maybe whatever the citrusy liqueur is could have been tasty in some kind of cocktail. But the other one is a kick in the teeth. And unfortunately, the sweeter liquor does not counteract at all the grain liquor. And it takes you a minute. Your eyes are watering. You're like clutching the sides of the table with both hands, just trying to hold yourself together as you feel that, like, the burn rises up through your neck and you can feel your cheeks flushing as you're holding on. That drink is a wild ride.
Can I make an insight check on Seraphina?
She's trying not to throw up. There's no insight check needed. She just shot
Oh.
golden grain.
Yeah.
So
Just like I think that I'm just like bracing myself on the table, going.
Yeah. You got these. You got these, Sarah. Come on. Hold it down. Hold it down. Come on. Ah, get her a chaser. Come on. Someone. She has water over here. That's what she's been trying to drink all night anyway.
Yeah, I start drinking water. Like, jeez.
The water doesn't help. It somehow makes it worse. You're not even sure how. It just accentuates the feeling of burning on the back of your tongue. Maybe if you had juice, but just the plain water isn't really helping. But yeah, after a solid, like after you've had about 3 minutes of being able to like centered breathing and some water sips, the burn is gone, and the only remainder is still a kind of that sensation in the back of your throat and the heat in your belly. After about 20 minutes, you're feeling real good. These people are pretty all right, you know?
Awesome.
These people are pretty all right. You're having a great time. Oh, yep, go ahead. What's up, Roger?
I rolled a 19 plus 8 on the insight check to see if, when Seraphina might start getting a little bit more than buzzed.
Right about now.
Oh, yeah.
I
Sure.
have gotten up on the stage and am fully singing just like every piece of Karothi music that I have in my repertoire, because I have it all like memorized for multiple reasons, and it's just like, this is what you get. You got a bar drunk.
That is not a Karothi classic, I'm afraid to tell you. But yeah, it's about now. So after, like I said, about 20 minutes is when it took time to process through her, and she's starting to get a little tipsy. And Seraphina, if you don't mind me taking a little bit of power away from you here for a minute, I'm going to say you're inclined to accept the next drink without subbing it for water, and the one after that.
Oh, 100%.
Okay, yeah.
100. I already put it in the chat. I was like, there's going to come a point where Seraphina's just like, beverages.
Oh,
Everybody
I
gets
missed
a
that.
beverage.
So yeah, you're inclined to accept the next drink and the next one.
Before the next
drink, I would like to grab Seraphina after she finishes that particular song that she's on, and just be like,
you should probably maybe send the Pollinaire one of them little foxes to let him know you're going to be enlightened tonight. Or invite him out to have a raucous good time.
I guess.
That seems like a great idea, Seraphina. You've never seen a Pollinaire really trashed before, and that sounds hilarious to you.
Yeah.
Wait, what? I completely missed. You want me to get Apollinaire trashed?
I was suggesting that you send him a fox and either let him know that you're going to be late or invite him and Guy.
Okay. I think that I'm cognizant enough to know that I can't just like send the fox in the middle of this, in the middle of the room, because it's like a physical manifestation of magic. So I go, okay, we need to go outside for me to do that. And I like sort of dance my way through the Rowdy Drake, and Apollinaire, you get a very like, because the fox speaks with my voice, you get up. Apollinaire, we're gonna be a while. It's fun. Maybe you should come. And it goes off. And I'm just sort of like...
I think they have made up Gaia.
Yeah, this is spoken out loud, so Guy, you're right there in this fox. This fox is a visual manifestation of Seraphina's magic that has been processed through a magical item. Yeah, the fox has got like the white paws. Like runs a little bit past you, has to backtrack a little bit.
I have a question. How long have we been at the Seven Jesters?
2 hours.
I
Working
would
on
move-
2.5.
About 10 minutes into that 2 hours, Gaia would have done something. It's going to take a little bit to explain exactly what she's doing. It is around 9 o'clock.
Okay.
So
What?
do you want to do this before or after our break?
Is it going to affect the current situation?
Kind of?
Let's go ahead and
What
address
do you
that.
mean?
Let's address it then before we get ourselves into a retcon situation.
What?
Oh,
I'm
okay. It would not
sorry,
affect.
Seraphina.
It would not affect Roderick and Seraphina
But would it affect your decision to go with them?
at that 2-hour mark.
Yeah, 2.5. Yeah.
Apollinaire would have to come and find me.
Oh, so you don't hear or see the.
Would you have just fucked off after we
Yes.
got back to the Seven
About
Jesters?
10 minutes into being at the Seven Jesters, Gaia would say, I'm going to bed, and go to her nest and cast Lehman's tiny hut.
Gotcha. And I am so sorry. I got wrapped up in just having a good time. I just saw that we are 10 minutes past our scheduled break time. And since we're getting ready to have to look into whatever Gaia's doing before we continue the party at Chemo's Rowdy Drake, let's go ahead and take that break. So all of our many hundreds of dedicated, loyal viewers,
Hell yeah.
hold on to your seats and hang out for a bit. Go pee if you have to, grab a snack, because that's what we're going to do, and then we'll see you here shortly. Certainly don't go watch any of the less cool, less funny streamers. We are worth every moment of your time. So we'll see you guys here shortly after the break.
Bye!
And welcome back to Blood and Silver here on Hard Knock Dice, where we take extra long breaks, sometimes with no warning, but it's perfectly all right. In the first half of our session today, we handed off a kid to strangers. And by that I mean the orphan that they had been taking care of was given to someone safe to take care of them and not in a war zone until things had blown over. After they'd completed that, they headed back to town, and two of them, wrapped up some errands and headed back to their base of operations, the Seven Jesters Theater, while the other two went and started to get drunk. Not intentionally, but, once you get that ball rolling, it's easy for it to get a little out of hand. So let's revisit that. We were getting ready to find out what Gaia was doing at the Seven Jesters Theater when they had received a summons. Well, less a summons and more an offer for them to come join in the revelry. But before we can figure out... Yes?
Apparently I am Seraphina.
Production crew is working on it right now. I was
It's
very confused. I
fine.
didn't have Twitch up, so I didn't know what you were reacting to. But while they, or before they received the offer to join in the revelry, Gaia was getting up to some shenanigans. So Gaia, you said it was going to be an extensive description, so tell me about these shenanigans.
So, Gaia would have gone back to the Seven Jesters and cast Lehman's tiny hut in her little nest area and made it as dark as possible on the inside. It says that you can make it dark or
Yeah,
lightly.
for sure.
So,
Got those black
As-
curtains.
yeah. And she'll sit there for a second. Take a deep breath. And grab the anklet and cast Encode Thoughts.
Are you reabsorbing the memory?
Yes.
Like I described before, as you reabsorb the memory, it starts off slow and then with a rush, like you're being struck by the immediate, completely immersive recollection of the events. They return to you.
Bao quietly, without making any noise, just begin crying. Just try to breathe. And then start to go to work on mashing a bit of the charcoal with any water that she has on her.
Okay. I mean, that's... In this city, water is readily available, so it's not like a measured resource. And you have a giant-ass bag of charcoal that you just bought. So, have at it.
And as she is working on the charcoal, think she'll kind of bounce between hearing her mother's voice calling her name, the sound of cicadas, and just complete silence.
Horrifying.
Just over and over and over and over and over.
Mind if I ask what you're doing with this charcoal? You said mashing it into the water, creating like a charcoal paste?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Guy will do two things with the charcoal, one of which she'll run on her cheeks from the bottom of her eyes down, just in 3 lines. And she'll kind of turn her hand like this and change the lighting in the inside of the tiny hut and take one needle, pierce her nose, and then with another needle take the charcoal paste and begin to put dots in her hand. One question.
Let's hear it.
And I might butcher how this is pronounced, Krethi, the bug people language.
Krethi, yeah.
Is it written?
Yes, it does have a written variant.
Perfect. In Krethi.
Gaia speaks Krethi?
Gaia speaks Krethi.
Oh. Never picked up on that. All right.
As long as that's allowed.
It is allowed. Might have to have a discussion about how she picked that one up later, but technically allowed. Not technically a secret language, just one that it's kind of hard to justify for most people to know.
She'll write home. Just very... she's not a tattoo artist, but she'll try her best to get a close approximation to home.
Make me a dexterity check.
Can I cast guidance on myself? Wait, is Liam
Yes,
in
you
tiny hut concentration spell?
It is not.
Poggers. Okay, and then his guidance is D4. Okay. Poggers. And you said dexterity?
Yes.
19.
19. So it isn't calligraphy by any stretch of the imagination, but cleanly, legibly, and, you know, with a little like artistic spacing and all that, you do get the word home in Krithi tattooed onto your body.
Just feeling the pain of her, I imagine, throbbing arm and nose. She'll once again twist her hand to turn the lights to darkness and take out the dirt that she found underneath the particularly tall tree and start to remember the day that she found her parents. dead underneath her tree. And until somebody either finds her or Lehman's tiny hut runs out, she'll remain where she is.
All right. So, Apollinaire, this brings it to you.
Yeah.
You have received the message from the Tipsy Fox. Do you interrupt the grotto that has taken over the area around where Gaia usually sleeps?
No.
No?
I will just send back. I'm glad that that the two of you have made up, and have fun, but be safe.
You will eventually get that box returned to you.
Yeah.
You know.
I think I'm leaning against Roderick and go, it looks like they can't come.
All the more for us then. It is Tanis. And as you go to the stage to sing, as you had said, he's going to go up there with you. And he's been singing, like, as y'all are walking, some, traditional makes it sound so much more official than it really is. But it's a Karothi drinking song. Spirits are already high here, generally speaking. And tonight is no exception. And you've really set the mood. Roderick is always setting the mood. I feel like all he does here is try and hype things up. He's like the MC for Kemon's Rowdy Drake. What's up?
So we're at about 7:30-ish in the evening at this point. Are we?
Approaching 7 o'clock.
Okay. I think that if Seraphina's this intoxicated, I think I am for all intent and purpose drunk dialing Alicos with my Fox messengers.
You're on your way up to the stage to sing at this moment. Don't send the you up text. Seraphina, you're up on stage. You and Tanis are. I'm not going to come up with an entire country's repertoire of drinking songs at the drop of a hat. Probably has something to do with either horses or the ocean, knowing the Karothi. And you're a mid-sway. He's having to correct you a whole lot because you're mixing in little bits of other cultures' drinking songs that you know.
Yep.
But spirits are high. And he says, I'm going to show you one more. It is the sinking ship. And he starts to sing about a sinking ship. And as he does, he's gesturing out to the crowd for something, and they bring you each another 2 shot glasses. And as y'all sing the final chorus to the song and hold the tone, or lack of tone, because you usually can, carry a tune pretty well, but this man cannot. He's also not really trying. It's about volume here and enthusiasm. Those are the currency of the drinking song. And you are offered 2 shot glasses, and he as well. To cheers, and not being on a sinking ship. Ourselves, at least.
I'm so drunk, I can't say no at this point.
Exactly, he says, and then takes his shots.
Okay.
You take your shots. You
so
lower your...
drunk.
Oh yeah, you are trashed. You lower your dual shot glasses. You're holding them very tight, like probably concerningly tight, as you are trying to keep it down. Though it's easier than it was earlier. Suspiciously. They must have made it with something different this time. That's the obvious answer. squint and you open your eyes. You see Alikos standing in the doorway, looking at you and Tanis up on the stage. And he just turns and heads to the bar, takes a seat at one of the stools.
I am very drunk. And so there is no inhibitions. So I hop off and go, have fun. And
Always do.
make, like, just push my way through and, like, throw my arms around him and go, I'm so glad to see you. You are truly my favorite human in the entire world. Yes.
He, like, noticeably stiffens against your hug and says, Evening, Seraphina. Not like that, you freaks.
I'm trying to decide how emotional Seraphina is as a drunk. I think that she's an emotional person. She goes, what? I do. Okay. And just like meanders my way out of the bar. Like being fully rejected and just not even like paying attention to Roderick, just gonna go outside. And that's what I do.
You walk outside. Roderick, you see all of this. You don't necessarily hear all the words that were exchanged. The last thing you heard out of Seraphina was the long-held tone at the end of the sinking ship drinking song. You see her walk over, hug someone who you realize when he like half turns is Alikos sitting at the bar, and then she meanders outside. Tanis, for his part, sees you walk outside and follows you out. Sarah! You alright? Need some air? Do you need some actual water?
I just needed some air. Do you want to get Roderick for me? Please.
Of course. Need a bucket?
No.
Right.
Only
Might get you-
losers throw up.
I know a lot of losers. I've been one. Be right back. He goes inside. Roderick, kind of see Tanis lean down and he's like, your friend seems to be having a bit of a hard time. I think that last one hit her particularly hard.
Yeah, alright. Yeah, I'll go.
She said she just needs air. I think she might need a bucket. She says only losers throw up, but I don't know. He is still grinning
Well,
ear to ear.
I guess we'll see. I'll be out there in just a second.
And he just kind of like leans over conspiratorially at you as like you get up and he's like, she refuses the bucket. The flower beds make a close second.
Yeah, right. Plenty of them got used the other night.
There you go.
I'd like to go talk to homie at the bar to see what he said to my lady, Seraphina, to make her leave.
You walk up. He is sitting there at the bar, as one does, holding a empty goblet of wine.
Yeah, I'll just ask him.
Hey, mate, is everything alright?
Yeah, just waiting for the bartender. Gonna get another glass of wine.
You, upset with Seraphina?
No.
Oh, she seemed like she had to leave quickly after talking to you, that's all.
Don't see why. She seemed like she was having an excellent time.
Alright. You seem like you're not having so much of an excellent time.
He doesn't respond immediately, just kind of fiddles with the goblet, and then sometimes things are complicated as well.
Well, sure. I mean, it's a complicated situation.
Little bit.
Alright.
What's he sitting on?
What is he sitting on?
Yeah.
Like a wooden bar stool.
Cool. I'm gonna pick it up.
What's your strength score?
18.
Oh, you don't just lift it completely with a grown man on it super easy, but you can lift it technically with effort, complete with its occupant.
Alright. Well, just hold on real quick, and we can just go talk this out. No big deal. If you just, chat about things, you can get done pretty quick. No big deal. We're just gonna go outside, give you some privacy. Just gonna walk out the front door with her.
As you are carrying Alikos out, go ahead.
Another drink. What you have?
The first half of what you said got cut off.
I said, I'll bring you another drink. What you have? It's like, don't worry about your drink.
Wine is fine. He says, like, one hand on the bar stool, one hand on, like, your shoulder as he tries not to fall off the stool in mid-air. You very rapidly find yourself with Karothi soldiers cheering you on, and they assume this has to be some kind of, like, game or prank or something, so, yeah. That's how that goes.
Yeah, I'm just gonna carry homie right out the front door where Seraphina's at, sit him down, and just go,
Alright, and talk.
and then push everyone back inside the bar. And start another song or something along those lines.
Seraphina, you see Roderick walk out with a lightly, like diet traumatized, Alikos holding on for dear life to his bar stool that is placed right next to you. And then he goes back inside. Alikos does not immediately say anything, as he is still processing the situation.
Seraphina's mortified. Because her plan was to, like, drunk girl hug Roderick and just do the, like, being miserable. Like, I think Seraphina's at the, like, miserable drunk, like, moment. Especially since, like, she knows that obviously there's, like, stuff between her and Alikos, and so she's just, like, mortified looking at him.
He is slightly horrified looking at you too, kind of like, I have been told we should talk. He says, looking back at Roderick as he goes in the door.
I just I trying like she goes to like throw her arms like around him, but then like recoils because every time she's done that he's like stiffened, and so it's like upsetting, and she's like, I know that there's too many things, weird things. I told you weird things, and I don't think you meant to hurt my feelings, but they hurt my feelings because I do like you, and I don't know how to explain that in non-weird half-elf terms, and I don't know.
He just kind of watches all of this happen. You went to like halfway hug him, and then stopped. But as you yourself pulled away, he puts an arm around your waist, almost like cautiously, but not cautiously for your sake, cautiously for his. And then leans into it, pulls you a little bit closer, and then just kind of rubs your lower back and says, I don't know what you mean. I hurt your feelings. I was under the impression that I was your facsimile romantic interest for political purposes.
No. No.
I'm just envisioning this whole thing on like a bar stool in the front. And y'all aren't like entirely alone out there. There are tables out front that are
No,
occupied.
I know.
Y'all have the relative privacy of like the corner of the front patio.
Yeah. No, it's like, no, it's just weird and complicated. And I don't, I am out of practice. Actually, yeah, that's good.
You have that much practice telling men you are just friends.
No, we're not just friends. You are dumb. I scrunch up my face and I'm like, okay, Pollinaire said something to me that I need to explain. How do I explain? Companionableness does not mean no romance. It just means slow and getting used to things.
Right. How much have you had to drink?
So much. Those sinking ships are gross.
Sinking ships, multiple.
At least 2.
You don't remember how many you have? Of course you wouldn't. Who bought you sinking ships?
People. Tannis.
Right.
And other people. Too many drinks. I was trying to be good. I had plans of drinking a beverage and water and going back and forth.
Tannis, the one you were singing with.
Yes, he is a child.
I thought I was
Like
a child.
No. Like, I think she's like holding on to his face. Like, no. Relative terms. But he's like fresh into the world. You're not.
Isn't that how you described me when you spoke to me last?
Because I was trying to be delicate. I'm not good at that. I usually
think
don't
anything
talk
about
this
you is
much to
delicate.
people. I need you to get to the 7 jesters so that you can help. And I think I just like sort of gesture because I might be drunk, but I know better than to like reveal like pressing like political secrets.
He does kind of like hold a finger up to your lips and be like, oh my dear, I don't think you're thinking of the correct theater. That one has been closed down for some time. We'll figure out which one you mean in the morning.
Yes.
Just kind of like looking around at the table closest to you on the patio. Let me get you some more water. He
Okay.
disappears inside. Roderick, you see him go to the bar, grab 2 cups of water, head back outside, come back inside, get a goblet of wine, goes back outside. I'll taste this one. Actually, like, sips it as you are supposed to do wine. I think you should probably stick with what I just handed you for a while. I will not be here particularly late tonight anyway, as I do have work tomorrow.
Okay.
But I will be done after we get finished with our training. What is the best way for me to figure out what theater I am supposed to be meeting you at and at what time?
You could escort me home after my shift at the Carnation. You can wait outside if that makes you more comfortable.
I think I will. Wait
Okay.
outside, that is. What time is that?
10.
And you promise you're just a musician. There.
I would not do that with people I don't know. They're just people. I mean, you're Alikos.
I got it. Roderick.
Yes.
Sorry,
It's like
go ahead,
Roderick needs to. I think at some point it's like, we need Roderick. I don't know if I can come.
Roderick, Alikos walks in and kind of leans over and he says, I am still very confused, and that's pretty much most of my sentiment. But Serafina requests that you help her get home. She's going to need it.
Yeah, all right.
That's not a problem. I can do that. So you're still confused? You guys didn't work anything out, and
I think things are better, he says with a giant upwards inflection.
okay.
But I'll be seeing you tomorrow anyway for training type things.
Okay. Sure.
Roger looks legitimately confused, like, are we supposed to be training the revolutionaries? What? This is news to me.
Yeah, if y'all are heading home, that will be a simple matter.
I think the last thing I
Look-
do. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Before we leave the bar, I'm gonna cast Lesser Restoration on Serafina and just kind of be like, you know, that wave of magic energy that kind of passes through her.
All right. You remember everything?
Ah! Ah! That was bad. God. Oh, it's you, son of a bitch!
Yep. All right.
I look over at Alikos and go, well.
Oh, he's inside.
Oh, I thought he came outside with Roderick.
I was under the impression that was like as y'all were departing, like a walking down the road, slap you on the back with some lesser restoration.
I was giving her the chance to make any final remarks sober.
Gotcha,
Okay.
gotcha.
So sober Serafina walks in, a little flushed because it's, you know, all of Roderick's stuff is warm. And I walk in and I tap Alikos on the shoulder.
I thought you left.
Oh, well, I thought I was gonna leave too, and then Roderick,
I thought you were drunk.
Oh, I was.
It's the magic. It's cool.
Very
I can undrunk you if you need it.
Shh. I
Like
do
5
remember
of
what I
him,
said,
might
though.
tell you.
I do remember what I said, and it's true. Yeah, and I'll see you tomorrow after my session, and I just like hug him around the waist, and
He hugs you back. Kind of like, hug, pat your shoulder. Still like, this is so much stuff that's outside of his wheelhouse. He's just kind of rolling with it as best he can.
if you were to make a perception check or insight, I guess it would be the same. Like, this is completely out of Seraphina's wheelhouse. So like,
But for different reasons. He's out of
Yeah.
his wheelhouse because of the magic and espionage. So
yeah, for sure. And I say, I'll see you tomorrow, and like get out of there and like grab Roderick and go, okay, let's go back because, God, why did you get me so drunk? And just,
I ain't doing anything to you. You got yourself drunk. I wasn't pouring them down your gullet.
okay.
You
Yeah.
you guys are just fucking awkward. It's great.
Amazing. Yeah, I think we
mean-
go back to the Seven Jesters, and do I see the giant? How long does Liam and Tiny Hut lasts for 8 hours?
It lasts,
doesn't it?
yeah, it lasts all night.
there is a rocky, mossy formation where Gaia's bedding usually is under the
Apollinaire is
stairs.
currently posted up. Just he pulled a chair over and is just sat next to it and is seems
Like a
to be thumbing
newspaper
through a
open or
book.
something.
I'm thumbing through my Tome of Shadows.
Gotcha.
Oh, light reading.
Yeah, no big deal.
Gaia?
I just got as they walk. I'm just gonna.
So then I go up to my bedchamber and sleep-a-bye, baby.
I will roll a stealth check.
For
Sneaking.
where?
The
What are
giant
you
metal
doing?
man.
For practice.
For practice. Yeah.
Fuck.
You ever stealth pace?
Hey, Apollinaire, go check this out.
Clang, 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 clang. He's doing the Kronk thing. Duh, 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 duh.
5.
Apollinaire, what are you doing?
Like I said, I'm gonna stay posted up outside of Gaia's, all intents and purposes, her bedroom, because she was definitely upset. Clearly, but if she wants to talk, she'll come out and talk. But if not, I'll be here just in case.
So we are reaching long rest time.
Oh.
Gaia. Oh.
I will, after at some point, Seraphina went off to bed. I assumed she was drunk. It's like, well, I'm walking pretty good for a drunk person.
Oh yeah, she came like.
But at some point, I would walk over to wherever Roderick is, whatever he's doing. Take out the map and everything. You probably want to put this in a bag or something so you do not burn it. Like gesture at you, but I think either yourself or perhaps better you and Seraphina should give that to Gaia. She was, while we were walking and talking and everything, she seemed concerned that the two of you were upset with each other because of her. So
Wait, what? Was she upset over us because of her?
she thought that perhaps you two were fighting because of her, and it made her upset. So if you guys gave her this gift together, that may help. Make her sure that you are not upset with each other, that you guys went out and got this gift. Might make her feel better.
Yeah, okay. And what's the map, though?
She seemed to be looking for information to help be able to find her way home. So, I figured. So she didn't have to remember. She had have it to reference.
Alright. Yeah. Roderick will use his channel divinity to make a nice iron lightweight map case for this big map with a little fox head
It's
on
not
the end
that
of it.
big. It's a travel sized map, so this
Yeah,
isn't
it's
a
travel-sized
giant
map.
one.
Well,
Yeah.
well,
Probably still pretty big in by scale for Gaia.
We'll make
but-
it so that it can roll up and
Yeah.
be in a travel size
Little tube.
little tube.
Yeah, after hand that off and then go back to my chair and continue flipping through the tome with purpose.
I have a question, DM. Is everybody else going to bed? Or
I
doing
don't sleep.
night? Are you doing night things?
I am staying in that chair until morning.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Broderick?
I'm making you a map case for a little while and then chilling, looking over the mini city I made.
All right. DM.
Yes.
Does dissociation count as a long rest?
No.
Then Gaia
For
will not,
you, sleep is required.
Gaia will not be sleeping tonight, and I understand what consequences that means.
Gotcha. Also, will you be re-upping your tiny hut?
When the 8
So-
hours fall, Gaia will still be there. That same spot.
So, at like 1 in the morning or so, it'll just kind of like melt away. Where
So
both
would you say that means that Apollinaire has effectively gotten a long rest?
at that juncture, you'll be
I've been there the whole time.
a couple
I-
hours away.
Yeah, I can take a long rest as doing actions, light activities such as reading my Tome of Shadows.
Yeah, if you've been there for the full 8 hours, I thought you got there a couple hours after.
I've been with Gaia since she got back.
I thought when she wandered off,
She wandered off to her thing, which is in the middle of the theater.
I was under the I had misunderstood.
Unless that
I
is
thought-
unless that is incorrect. That was my assumption.
No, I had misinterpreted it. I thought that you found her in the grotto when you went to go tell her about the fox thing showing up.
Oh, I mean, unless I'm incorrect about the placement of Gaia's nest.
It's under the stairs, I think.
Yeah, I thought it was just kind of out in the middle of, or close to the middle of everything. And that's a 10-foot orb. I'd have seen that bitch get cast.
Yes, you would have seen it.
Yeah. Once I saw it, I would have
20.
done the, like, yeah, like
Gotcha. If
upset,
so-
went off to her room, and I could post up nearby.
Yeah, if you so desire, then like almost immediately you would have started your long rest. What was that, Kent?
It's 20 foot wide, 10 foot tall.
Big. Yeah. So, hard to miss.
So for the two people who don't sleep, you would have seen at like 1 in the morning the dome go down, the grotto evaporate, dissolve, melt away.
Yeah.
However you wish to flavor the spell ending. But yeah, so
Tired looking Gaia.
yeah, a zoned out 1,000-yard stare Gaia.
Gaia. Just doesn't respond.
No response.
Gaia is, for the record, when the dome goes down, for those who check in on her, has some like war paint looking stuff on her face. And I'm not sure if you'll be able to see the tattoos on her hands unless you like closely inspect her from that angle, but the facial streaks would be much more immediately visible.
Yeah, she just doesn't, like, no response whatsoever.
Yeah, and you'll see like a bowl with liquefied charcoal and
Okay.
other paraphernalia laying around.
I would leave my chair and go, like, squat in front of her. Can I put a hand on her shoulder? Shake a little bit. Gaia?
Second you touch her, she'll recoil and try to move away. Don't stab at me!
I'm cat tearing stuff up or trying, little bastard.
Hey, over here. Look. Hey, hey.
Calm down.
If you recoiled, I'd take my hand off her. Gaia, I need to get some response from you. I need to be sure that you're okay.
What?
Would it be immediately evident that your anklet was gone?
She wouldn't try to hide it.
Yeah, if you look for it, that would be visible.
Gotcha. So just any response?
Whoa. What? She looks kind of offensive. Or not offensive. Offended or agitated.
That's right.
What time is it?
It is
Where
late,
is everyone?
Very early. Selfina is sleeping, I imagine, and Modric is at his table.
What happened to my hut?
It dissolved. Disappeared. I assume this is the magic land out.
It couldn't have been that long.
It has been quite a while. Have you been awake this whole time?
I don't.
Your cats are very loud.
God, hex charm.
Shh.
Which they probably would have either been in the hut
Right.
or
That's right.
next to you. I don't remember.
Gaia, have you been sitting in here going over that memory that you did not want?
No. It is still there. But it is numb.
A psychologist, Apollinaire is not. But
It is
I
all numb. It is all right. I am feeling better now.
I do not think that is better, my dear. It is functional, but it is not better.
That is what is needed.
What was that?
That is what is needed.
Maybe, maybe not. After my wife died, I was like that for quite a while. And I don't think that it was better. Absolutely not. It is overwhelming. That hurt. Or things like it. But completely shutting everything out is not the solution. The good with the bad. That is how you make through it.
God damn it, Hex! God damn it, Charm!
Mr. Kitty! Shoosh! But you have to, the bad will not go away. And just shutting everything out won't make it better. Oh my goodness, hello.
Apollinaire. This was me before. She'll cast Minor Illusion just make a small version of herself in her hand. You do not need that. The people of Griffin do not need that. She'll just close her hand firmly. They need the fist.
The people of Griffin need what they need is they need compassion. And that is, if there was compassion among the oppressors, among the governors, things would not be as they are. And having compassion among their liberators and for each other and moving forward will help them heal and rebuild. And that is not something a fist is capable of.
Compassion almost got Max killed. Compassion got my parents killed.
How do you say that?
If they were a fist, if we were a fist, we would kill anyone who would try to hurt Max. If my parents were a fist, they would have killed the men who came to take their tails for good luck charms, instead of just defending themselves. If I was a fist, no humans would have been allowed to my mount. But instead, I felt and I cared. And all it did was get my family killed. It almost got Max killed.
How did you think it almost got Max killed?
If people were afraid of us.
People were afraid
dare.
of us. If people were afraid of us, they would have been scouring the city. And there would not have, there perhaps would have been no capture. There would have been slaughter. Max would have been dead. All the people in this theater, they would be dead. If your parents and you had slaughtered any human and every human that had set foot on your mountain, you would have been hunted, not for your tales, but as a threat.
I was afraid of Aya.
From my understanding, she's frightening.
People are all afraid of her.
Mm-hmm.
They do not attempt to kill her people because they
You
know
think
her calm.
you think there is no one who is harmed under her employ?
They are, but those that harm them are punished tenfold.
You think that is better?
If it means that Max never get hurt again, then yes. If it means that
That would be impossible.
it means that Gaia does not have to go without her family, then yes.
Can you make nature or disease afraid of you? Can you make someone love Max or have loved your family or anything to fear? There are hurts that are not physical, and there are hurts that cannot be controlled by us or anybody. Perhaps you can reduce the number of physical hurts that may approach a person. You may spend far more time doing hurt to other people to achieve that. Harming people that do not necessarily deserve it, simply because they are afraid of you. And people who are afraid lash out. The Altons are a perfect example of this. They are scared. They're scared of magic. They are scared of logic.
Deserve to die.
I think that there are a lot of people among them who are vile and evil by nature, but there are also a lot of people that all they have known is fear. They've been taught fear since they were born. And that is not their fault. But they are afraid. And the people who rule Altus, they use that fear. It is a weapon for them.
These people are afraid of another Black Sunday.
Mhm.
Or sunset. And yet they rise against the governors.
Yes. Because they are more afraid of what happens if they don't. Because they fear for the future of their children.
How would they stop another group of people, another group of the governors from coming in, doing the same thing? If not with fear, if not with force. If not. And she'll once again cast Minor Illusion.
You're not wrong. You're correct. But we are not going to lash out at anybody who tries to approach. We will not kill everybody who tries to come to Griffin. We will not completely isolate. But we will also not let them walk in and do as they wish. You cannot have all of one and you cannot have all of the other.
And those who wish to do what they want will be showed fear.
They will be showed that we are not afraid of them.
They should be afraid of you.
Maybe they should, maybe they should. Gaia, you may not be a child, I do not think, but you are young. And I think that a lot of terrible and unfair things have happened to you in a comparatively very short time. And I think that is perfectly fair for you to feel that way. But I think you will see that a lot more positive can come out of that kindness and compassion when it is reasonable. Not everybody deserves it. Not everybody would want it. But deciding to always be the fist, it will make you no friends, and it will not make you happy. It will not make the people who care about you happy.
But
And I think it is very... You can protect?
I can protect the people.
What if
that
Max
I
no
care.
longer wants your protection because he is afraid of you?
He will still have it.
And if he flees you? If he
I will
strikes out
follow.
at what he's afraid of?
He's weaker than me. There's the things in life. Those who are weak, they die.
So you would kill Max.
No, I would stop him.
You stop him. Would you chain him down? To keep him safe? Put him in a box?
I do not know.
Gaia, I think it was very, very brave of you. You can kind of point down at her ankle. To decide to not hide from that. I'm very proud that you are trying to make your way through this without as best you can. I think that is very There's a lot better than a lot of other people do. A lot of other people drown themselves in drink and hide. But can I ask you to share a little bit? Can I share something with you? To keep it company, perhaps, in your head.
She'll just kind of rub her head like this. Sure.
Something to balance out the fist. I'm gonna take out the Tome of Shadows. I'm gonna flip through it until I kind of got to a page that I had found at some point while sitting out there for those 8 hours. Just kind of examine it real quick, close it, and take one finger, and I'm gonna trace on his temple, outlining some very thin, fiery rune before pulling. I'm also going to cast Encode Thoughts.
Important question.
Yeah.
So we had already discussed that the forgetting what is withdrawn is kind of a flavor thing.
I'm fully intending to accept that. Yeah.
Well, I will allow you to do it either way. Are
Nope.
you?
I want to do it.
Fax machine copying, or are you extracting?
Extracting.
Okay.
So unlike that kind of wispy white, this is more that fiery orange. And DM, if you'll allow, I effectively want to have cast it three times in one.
I mean, this is narrative. What are you trying to do with that?
I'm gonna give Guy 3 thought strands.
3 thought strands. Okay. Yeah, no,
that's
that's
kind of
sure. We're not on a timetable or anything in this particular encounter, so yeah, that is doable.
Okay. And I'm just gonna kind of drift it out to her. Please.
She'll kind of take it in her hand and as well cast Encode Thoughts.
So, 3 memories. First of which, inside somewhere, see like a wooden bar in the background, tables and things inside the tolling rows. And immediately in front, kind of bouncing up and down, is a young boy, probably around Max's age, maybe a little younger. Bouncing up and down, having fun. Seems to have like candy in one hand, a toy or something in the other. Actively like playing with the child is a kind of medium height woman, strawberry blonde hair down to about her shoulders, very slender, like very thin features, thin nose, thin mouth, bright hazel eyes, just grinning as she laughs and plays with this kid. And it's just probably about a minute of in memory, from Apollinary's perspective, Apollinary leaning back on a table and just watching this woman play with this child who's just blissful. There's faint like hubbub in the background, peaceful and happy and just content feeling conveyed through the memory. Another memory of this one, there is a couple of younger men, but probably like somewhere between like 18 and 23, like coveralls, like dirty and kind of like working clothes, and it once again seated around in the tolling rows in some tables and things, talking and effectively playing out the scene of Apollinaire giving these guys some money. and them kind of a discussion being had among them of how they can use like they can take some of this money that Apollinaire is giving them and pull some extra money to make sure that all of their families and maybe a couple of their neighbors are able to get some crucial work done on their house, so that they are not liable to catch a chill during the winter and are able to feed everybody kind of on their street. And flashes to the last memory of what is a very humble chapel kind of area that is both sides of it filled with nobody really dressed in any kind of finery. The nicest clothes they've got probably, but just clearly tons of people that aren't related. That are just cheering and whooping and hollering on congratulations and everything, and is the perspective of Apollinaire's wedding with a younger version of the same woman in a very modest wedding dress. And just once again, just that bliss of, and kind of the memories of the thoughts of knowing that as modest as it is, this only really was only able to happen because of everybody's in the crowd. It was a whole lot of people given a little bit to make it happen.
And as Gaia's eyes refocus, she looks at you. Why did you show me these?
Well, partially because I think you need it. Like I said, I think a lot of bad has happened in your life in a very short period of time. And not all of my memories are happy, but I have plenty of good ones to keep some company. And I think everybody needs that. And so I would like for you to hold on to those ones for me until you have some of your own to keep them company.
Again, she kind of rubs her hand against her head. I can't keep these without.
Why not?
It's not fair.
I think it is.
No. And just as you did.
He's just gonna. She reaches up to start casting the spell. He's gonna go just reach out and grab her hand. Please.
Looks kind of panicked. Oh, okay.
Little bit of light makes a big difference in the dark.
Yeah.
Don't put it out for no reason.
I think I just need some time to think.
Okay.
She looks down at her freshly tattooed hands. She goes like this. Is a reminder of my goals.
A little bit of a reminder never hurts. But don't
Thank
let it be
you.
just a reminder. Let it grow. Grow. I can't do ours very well. Let it grow. Be something new.
Thank you, Happy.
Of course. Gonna start to kind of get up from where he was kind of sitting, kiss her on the top of the head, and step away.
So, after that roller coaster, is there anything else anyone will be doing this evening? All right.
I hear that there are people talking, and Roderick comes on after that conversation with a 6 on his stealth check.
Clang, clang, clang.
Clang, 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 clang.
Just over here like the fucking Tin Man shivering.
Hello, Halsey.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was a that loud. I was in the shadows, and, I know I cast a little bit of light, but... shit.
I am very sharp.
The fact that he was in the
You're very-
shadows actually made it easier for y'all. So,
Hello, Roderick.
And have a good sleep. You got
No.
stuff all over your face.
As she just rubbed her face with her hand. Yes. It
You know,
helps one remember.
Just gonna...
Look at Apollinaire.
I'm just gonna kind of like leave it for now, like just kind of leave it alone. Yeah, you know,
Oh.
there's still plenty of night left if you would like to sleep.
Yes. Roderick. She's just gonna kind of point at her nose that still has the needle in it.
Jesus Christ.
Can't take the needle out. It's just gonna re-heal. As much as I love this needle, can you make me a nose ring?
Yeah.
so with your magic, you could probably do it in about like 10 minutes.
Just puts like a link from like a chainmail shirt, just yank. Nice.
It is closing in on the end of the session, and we have had a special request to not go over this evening. But before we depart, I want to go ahead and this is an important session, or an important part of the story, as when we return next session, we will be seeing where our party is after a month or more of events, training, and activities.
Hell yeah.
Where we are right this very moment is the beginning of the summer, and it is the beginning of a very busy, tense, and violent summer for the city of Griffin and its inhabitants. Over the coming weeks, Alikos gets involved on the down low, trying to help train the fighters of the Order of the Dawn on how to not simply be a bunch of rabble with stolen weapons. Here and there, showing them how to fight as a unit, helping to organize them into squads and groups. The party will be involved in potentially quite a number of small operations, little things here and there. You guys get called off to help protect a safe house or break someone else out of a caravan that's being taken somewhere, or stop someone from getting apprehended in the first place. Serafina, for her part, will eventually make contact with
Jonathan.
Mizanti, Raphael
Mizanti.
Mizanti.
Yes,
Or, is it? It's not Raphael.
it's the
Teobald
other dude.
Masanti.
Teobald,
Raphael
yeah.
Masanti is his
A child.
And you fall well and truly into your role as message person, saboteur, using your skills to deliver messages acquire objects and paperwork that you probably shouldn't have your hands on, and acting as the go-between for the Spiros brothers, or Spiros and Alikos, whose last name I'm super hardline blanking on. Holy crap.
Rakides?
Yes.
Rakides brothers?
Good lord. I even had my notes
Ophides
right here for the
brothers.
first time in several sessions. Sorry, I just flashbanged myself by forgetting a name, and now I'm going to forget literally everything else. Roderick, you will have managed to help create, repair, and improve the arms and armor available. Pollinaire, whenever you're not actively involved in something, you kind of become the den mother for the Seven Jesters, offering fatherly advice and wisdom where you can.
Grandfatherly advice.
And Gaia, quite the opposite end of the spectrum, bringing a little bit of jubilance and energy when the mood strikes you that is maybe not necessarily usually there. And as the month wraps up, you are called in for a meeting for a job that is going to be bigger than the things that you have been doing recently. The lieutenants in charge of the units that Alikos has helped organize are also called in, and this is going to be the first full meeting of the Order of the Dawn in over a month.
Oh boy.
And that is where we are going to pick up with the next time here on Hard Knock Dice. Silver. So as we get ready to leave you for the evening, I will remind you guys that we not only stream on Wednesdays here for Blood and Silver, but we also have our Across Eberron campaign that will be on Saturdays, but not the Saturday after next. So be sure and catch us on this upcoming Saturday because we won't be here for the next time, and that is at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, I've just been informed that we will have a one-shot, so still stop by. Just don't be expecting to see necessarily all of the same faces. So be sure and catch us here at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Blood and Silver. And if someone could do an exclamation mark charity in chat, we are still and will always be raising money for the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta in partnership with Extra Life Fundraising. We are going to be raiding Dungeon Run, and I'm sure that they are also pretty cool. Maybe not as great as our true storytelling epic, but when perfection isn't online, you have to have someone to watch. So stick around. Thank you guys for sticking around with us. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye! Find us on Facebook!
Shut the fuck up.
Why? Every week.
Yeah!
No, stop it. No.
Ooh, yeah!